Alright. Oh, it cut out for a second. Now it's good. Alright, so what I worked on yesterday was what you see animation-wise, hanging out over... Well, I guess I'll just wiggle it so you can see. Not that you'd be struggling to see otherwise. But it was... I've got the physical right here. Let me mute some of these images. That was good. Physical's right here. And it's... You can see the structure of it. It's an octagon that has spokes that are going to the middle from each of these things. And it worked better and is more stable than the previous iteration. But it's not as good as I would like it to be. And so what I would like to do today is work on one where the most interesting perspective that I found was this sort of thing, where the light came from behind. I haven't been able to backlight things previously, and I like these shapes and forms that come about when you just see the sort of light coming from the edge of it. And so what I would like to do is probably reuse this animation just because then I don't have to deal with programming that aspect in, and then build out a structure that is more like this. What I was considering is having there be the first frame falls here, and it has a tab, front or back, I don't know. Anyway, but have a tab that either glues or is inserted that goes along here and inserts into the second frame, which is connected just by a folded section. And then sort of again to a third frame at the back, which folds forward. So the structure sort of ends up like you have bottom of frame 1, frame 1, frame 2. This isn't a perfect example, but let's just say that it is this height. And then comes, I just got a notification. Someone saying they saw my story. And then this one up here. And then it all sort of folds back here. Give or take a little bit of some form issues, but let's wrap this a little shorter. So you end up with 3 of the same frame, and there's some structure there, and something that I just thought about it could help with alignment, because I basically want to have, like, I think I'll probably do 4 tacks. They can be the short guys because they don't have to be tall, coming in at the, or it could just be 2, having like 2 in the middle, and then they'll stop there, like they would go up through here. So it just adds some additional stability down there, and then just have it come back through here. I think that should work pretty well. This sort of deal. So with that, I have to think about the fact that the animation is going to be the same on the first and the third, but it's going to be a mirror flip along here. So it's going to go from being like, let's say the arrow is like this, and like this. So let's just say that it's up and to the right. It's going to still be in this direction, but up is now here. And then on this one, it'll again be up and to the right. Let me show that by... This is an approximation, but let's just cut something that has sort of a clear understanding of up and down. This might have gotten slightly off line, but to have things go straight back.
After all, this is the start of a whole new way of looking at foods.
That's that way, but you can see that it's flipped for one of them and then repeated the same way for the final one. Anyway, different things to consider as I get into the next stage of things. I'm going to keep this out so that I have it just available, and then I'm going to open up Cuddle. So let me start this file. This is going to be named 2024-02-14-paper ring 03. Close out of this. And OBS, turn on Firefox, and now you can see me working on stuff. So things that I need to know, frame num. Let's just start with 8. Paper width is, I'm going to stick with 8. As being the understood paper width. Paper height is 10.5. And frame height is, how tall do I want these to be? If I'm cutting out 8, the width of this doesn't need to be terribly long. This is about 8 inches. I can get away with 8 inches as being the width. Oh, frame height's going to be dependent on a few other elements. So let's come in and make frame gap. I'm just going to make this, I can exaggerate it. Let's make it 1/4 inch, 0.25. And now let's sort of build this out so I have a sense of what I'm actually looking at. And this is going to be origin -0.5, and this width is going to be paper width. And how wide do I want the frame width? Paper height divided by frame num. That would give us 1.3 as a width. Times 2.
My second bypass surgery in 1984.
I think I'm going to use 2 sheets of paper for this.
Like to eat a bacon and egg breakfast, but I've never given in to the temptation in all these years.
Why
not? There's no
so that I have a better sense of what I'm looking at, I'm actually going to
I wouldn't trade
change this to be frame width, and this will be paper width, and this will be negative 5. No. And I can reset this back to 0 because I'm mostly working in this direction. So the frame gap is going to be 0.25. I will have one of these that's going to be 0.5. Nope, how do I keep doing that? 0.5. Position is 0, 0. The scale is frame width, and the height is frame gap times 2. Let me just write this down, how many frame gaps I have. 1, 2. Alright, and then be a rectangle that is 0.5 negative frame gap times 2. The scale is going to be frame width. Then we have another frame gap.
Elevated blood pressure. To a large extent, the condition is another part of your genetic
Frame
heritage.
width.
Your blood pressure has
Frame
probably been slowly but surely
gap.
increasing since you were much younger, perhaps even since your childhood.
5. Frame height as a placeholder. Going to put this in here. And I can do the calculations in a minute. Rectangle 4. So this is frame 01. Frame width. This is frame gap times 2 minus frame height times 1. And so far we have the base, frame 1, the gap between frame 1 and frame 2. And now we need another minus frame height times 0. Frame 1, frame 2, and the position of this is times 1 times 3. So that's a third frame gap. Now I need another one of these. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is frame 3. And it gets one further here, one further there. Now I need this one. And its position is negative frame gap times, I'm not, 5, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus frame height times 3. Okay, actually, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 frame gaps and 3 frames.
First, there's
And
weight
so
control. A large number of studies have shown that
the
obesity and hypertension
frame
are closely linked.
height
Gain weight, your
is
blood pressure goes up.
paper
Lose weight,
width
it comes down.
minus frame gap times 6 divided by 3. Is this... That gap's a little bit larger. I could make the frame gap a little larger. For this, I like it being kind of minimal. How far offset do I want it? I'm going to leave it at 0.25. So this is a basic structure, and now I need to get an animation going in here. Which I think is easier to do in its own deal. So let's get a rectangle. This is going to be here in this original, in its position here. The scale is frame width, right, height. It's like 2 by 2. It's decent size. And so I know what I'm messing with. I'm just going to bring in a circle. And we're going to have time. Circle scale. Vert. Max. Horizontal max. Circle
It should be the
num.
watchword in salt and sodium intake. About a teaspoon of salt a day would be plenty.
And
There are other minerals in the
H
picture that
repeat
don't get as much publicity as salt. There is
V
evidence that by increasing your potassium intake, you might be
V
able to
rep
decrease your
num.
hypertension.
I'm gonna rename this as H rep num. Okay. So circle scale. Let's make this frame width divided by 4. See what that looks like. Scale is circle scale. Vert max is going to be frame height divided by 2 minus 0.125. I'm also going to throw in pinhole 0.085. That's just something that I use as like a holder for stuff. This is frame width. Circle number H rep num. For now, it's just going to be 1. Modify linear repeats. Circle num. Customize each rep. The offset is 0. As rep as a thing. Okay. Now the position is going to be horizontal max. I forgot to do something. Frame height minus That gives me a little bit of leeway. Okay, horizontal max times sine 360 times h rep num divided by frame num
interact with another.
divided by
Become an active participant in your treatment.
circle
Made in controlling
num
hypertension during the past 20 years
times
nothing short of spectacular.
time minus rep times circle num. Okay, stuff's looking good so far. Let's repeat this. This is vert max times cosine 360 divided by v rep num divided by frame num. This should actually be times divided by circle num times time minus rep times circle num. Okay, something's up with my math. Because this should be okay. Let me look at another project. I thought I had this set. Every time. Okay. Group, frame, circle. Frame num. Divided by circle rep num times time
Your heart
minus
those
rep
for other
times
conditions, and those you buy
frame
across
num.
the counter.
Not okay.
Take your chart
Not
with
circle
you
num.
to your
Okay.
doctor appointments. You may have questions about a certain drug, or your physician may wish to make an alteration in the type or dosage of a particular pill.
Okay, so now if I decrease, we're good. Okay. I had the wrong variable being used. Instead of having the frame number for what the iteration was being modified by, I had it by the circle number, which worked fine when I had 8 for both, but not otherwise. This one's more fun. What's happening here is I'm increasing the speed of the, or the scale of the vertical or horizontal repetitions, how many times it will repeat. So if this is 2, then let's see if I can. If this is 2, you can sort of follow. Here's the form. So it creates a figure 8. But if I increase to another one, it's instead following like. Let me do something to make this more visually apparent. It's repeating 3 times, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, and it starts to get abstract, and then it starts to find other patterns. That look more chaotic. But it also starts to lose a sense of recognizable form or animation. This might be a good sort of in between. There might be some bits that get cut out.
Because they cost more and they have to be made to order. Just call the airline
Yep,
24
I just wanted
hours
to
in
delete
advance
this
of your
star.
flight and order a low cholesterol, low fat meal, a vegetarian platter, a fruit plate, or a cold seafood assortment. Then
Okay, but that works. I'm going to name this frame. Now let's come in here, modify, have a union on that, and let me just look to see if there's any glaring issues. There's going to be 1 or 2 spots where some stuff might get a little lost, but not so much. Okay, modify difference, and just so I know what I'm looking at, I'm going to give this a fill. I don't know why that origin gets weird, but I'm going to have this position be frame height divided by -2 minus
in restaurants, of course, like having your food cooked with as
frame
little oil as possible,
gap
sauteed in olive oil rather
times
than
2.
butter, dressings on the side, and so forth.
And this is going to be 0.5, position is 0, frame gap times 2, and this width is going to be frame width. And modify transform repeat. No. I think I might just do this as like a simple guy. How do I want to set this up? You know what? Let's build this down. Modify mirror repeat. This is going to be there to there, but now let's actually make this frame height divided by 2. Frame height divided by 2. Plus frame gap. Frame gap.
But it's ultimately your choice. I'm behind you 100%. I wish I were there with you right now to give you a big hug, look you
One moment.
straight in the eyes and say, God bless you, you can do it. I'd love...
Thought I heard something. Oh, I'll just grab the other one. I'll offset it. I'm only going to do one bit, but it'll all work. This is frame height divided by 2 plus frame gap times I just need this should just be divided by 2. It's a mirror thing. Okay. Frame height plus frame gap. Frame height times 2. And then this will all need to be in a repeated bit. Now I need to add in my overlapping bits. So this is 0, 0. Scale is frame width, frame gap, frame height divided by 2. I'm just going to modify linear repeat 0 frame height and this just needs to be, how does this need to be 6? No, it needs to be 4. I feel like I'm missing just like one tiny bit. Modify Boolean union. Modify linear repeat. It's freaking out now. It's just before. This is freaking out. I don't know why it's not dealing with an excess. I'm gonna close this and come back to it. Yeah, this is a slower guy. It's going slow, I don't know why. But let's get a new one of these. not just defaulted to jumping back into here. Okay, but it's still going kind of slow. Why so slow? I really don't know why this is going as slow as it is. Also, this could be dragged over. And then I need, it's going so slow. Modify, linear repeat. Don't need 6 of these, just need 2. Customize each repetition, that's called rep 1. For ease of visual stuff, let's make this paper width. And now come into these bits here, plus rep 1 times frame num. And do that for this one as well, plus rep 1 times frame num. And how am I structuring this? That goes down at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to do a new little guy, and that's just going to be some text that's thrown right here. This, I think that's the end of this tape. Size much smaller. Why is this in here? It shouldn't be in there. Let's mute this for just a moment so that maybe this plays back a little bit better. Now I'm looking for single line sans readability. Okay, and edit expression. This is just going to be 1. And let's rotate this 90 degrees. And the position is 0, and then frame height divided by 2 plus frame gap divided by 2, and the alignment is center. Scale is still a bit smaller. And now let's copy this repeat and copy this repeat. And this is 1 plus rep 1 times frame num. And that should give me a clear indication as to whether or not I got the right positions of things. I do feel like this shouldn't be. I think it's the mirror that like is causing it to freak out.
Truth, especially after a cardiac event. We need all the help we can get.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, that's why it's not doing this correctly. The time on this times frame number divided by 2. Rep times frame num divided by 2. Now let's come to text. Glad I checked that because it should have been. It should only go up to 8. It shouldn't be doing weird stuff. And this should make things the right frames, because otherwise it would have gone to a point and then just reset, because I'm only adding 4 each time, not 8 to the frame sequence, which ends up just being this flipped over. The other thing that I need to add, which I think that is, let's see if it's even just having this, it's fine. It's really that mirror. I don't know why mirroring things is such a pain. Okay, I need to have a little guy, and the scale is pinhole. Oh, I don't know if you're still watching, but I can show you the basics of the animation. If you want to see the movement, it's right in here. This is what the animation is. It's only 8 frames long, but it gives a sense that it's longer. I don't know why I'm repeating. Oop, that's not what I want to mess with. Okay, let me... Oh, this is going to have a mirror as well, isn't it? Let me see, like how... Okay, let's make this negative frame width divided by 2 minus pinhole plus pinhole.
Overweight and leading a sedentary lifestyle. Those are the things responsible for your spouse's heart disease, not you. Never forget that.
Says negative frame height divided by 2 minus frame gap times 2 plus pinhole. Okay, how is this being structured and how did I want to? No, I want this to, be here. So if this is here, then it needs to be the second one of these guys needs to be on the other side. So I'm just going to repeat this. Modify linear repeat 2 displacement 0 frame height times 2 plus frame gap times 3 plus pinhole. I'm not sure if that's the same spot. Let's see what it looks like up close. Looks pretty similar, but I think I need to... What is the actual position of this? The offset of this is just this, correct? Let me just add this linear repeat. Be that it falls in the same spot. Okay. Plus pinhole.
Do many, if not most, of the normal chores in the household. There may be some limitations at first,
Minus
but those will
pinhole
diminish remarkably in the weeks and months to come.
times 2.
This is the time to come closer together as a couple and as a family.
Okay.
Make it a
This should work. If this is that makes sense. Now I want to have one that's sort of on the opposite position. So let's just copy this guy. But instead I think this works. We'll find out. Modify Boolean union. Okay, this should be good now. Now I need to create fold lines. So this first fold line is negative frame width divided by 2. Frame width divided by 2 plus page
your total recovery team and should understand
paper
as much about the recovery process
height.
as you do. But once you've explained
And
your
this
diet,
position
your exercise, your other
is
lifestyle
negative
modification efforts,
frame
try not to dwell on the
height
aspects of
divided
the
by
heart
2.
disease. That can
negative frame height divided by 2. Line 1, frame height divided by 2 minus frame gap. Minus frame gap. Line 2, modify. Wait, I actually need this to take line 1, line 2, get rid of, modify linear repeat, just 2 of these. The offset is frame gap, modify linear repeat, 0 frame height plus frame gap. So I don't need it. My bad. I don't need line 1. It just needs to be straight. Line 2. Modify linear repeat. Come on. 0 frame height. Two. And now let's do a linear repeat. 2 0 frame height plus frame gap. 2 that gets top and bottom. Wait. It's 1, 2, and I need one more.
Weekly. How many are done at his hospital weekly?
Frame
And ask about his morbidity
height
rates, meaning medical complications,
2
and mortality
plus
rates,
frame
death.
gap times 2. I think that gets me all I need. Yeah, should be all that I need. And let's group this. There, let's I don't need it to do that. Text has its own thing. Stroke on this is going to be pink. And the fill on this is going to be green. This is edit expression 25 times rep 1. Let's make it 1 times rep 1 because I'm only dealing with 2. Edit expression. This color is going to be that. Edit expression 1 times rep 1, which I guess could just be rep 1. So this isn't landing in the right spot. Linear repeat, customize, it's rep 1. Is it there? I'm just not saying it. Yeah, it's there and I'm not saying it. Okay. Text, stroke, edit expression, rep 1. Rep 1. And this be 1. Oh, I need cut lines. No, I don't. Because these are different colors. This is running so poorly. Those are different colors. Now let's turn on the one that may or may not be making everything run. I do need cut lines. These are score lines. Now I need cut lines, which will be frame width divided by 2. Negative frame height divided by 2 minus frame gap divided by times 2. Frame width divided by 2 negative frame height
of the heart rate
divided by
reached on your
2
most recent treadmill test. Let's say that your doctor found that your maximum heart rate was 130 when you began to demonstrate
minus
symptoms.
frame
For the time being,
gap
then, you would
times
multiply that
2
maximum rate of
plus
130 by
paper
60 and 80%
width.
or point.
And let's just copy those over and take this line, edit expression, rep 1. We should be good. File, export SVG for Cricut, download, and stuff should be alright. Where are the score lines for the second one? Okay, now this should be fine. Okay, now let's actually export. Maybe my computer's just freaking out. Maybe I'm running low on space, but export SVG for Cricut, download. Let me just look at this on my own, see that stuff looks alright. The main thing I'm concerned about is that I didn't line up the pinholes correctly, but I should be good. So I'm gonna mute Firefox because it's been acting up, and come to Cricut. And hopefully all my math is right. Chance that I did something dumb because I got frustrated with the playback issues, but this won't take a huge amount of paper to cut, and I just need to make sure that the score lines are the correct lines. And because yesterday when I was working on things, I set some of the score lines as cut lines, and with that I had issues. Okay, this isn't a super complex cut file. Ungroup. Okay. These vertical ones are... Okay, these guys are pin. These guys
exercise prescription. This should be updated
are
on a regular basis
score
so you're
lines,
ready to go on to the
and
next
those are
level
cut
of
lines.
exertion.
So let's group things that need to be grouped. Attach those together. Let's also go in here. Those are attached. These are the wrong ones. They should be in here. They should be in here. Let's actually detach, and let's attach. Okay, that looks better. Attach. Can't see what I'm working with right now, but even Cricut was acting a little weird. 8.5 by 11. 8.5 by 11. And let's continue. Ugh. Refresh. Medium cardstock. Show more. Material settings. Scrolling stylus. Okay, it'll be.
this exercise. The time to start is after a 12-week cardiac rehabilitation program. Talk with your doctor about the appropriateness of this approach for you.
I think I have this right. Now it's going to take a minute on cutting. Let me just turn on an image so you can see something. So there's the first iteration, second iteration, and now we're messing with the third. Got questions? Put them out there. You don't? That's cool too, but this will take a little while to cut because there's several iterations of the circles. This is one where if I get a solid structure in place, this might actually be faster, easier to do with this screw punch. Or if I were working smaller, maybe. But I'm working a little bit larger this time, which is nice in its own way. But that I could layer things up if I get something that I like. I also thought about using a thicker material and a drill. But let's see. Do whatever with it. But let me mute these guys for a moment. If I had like something where I was just putting a structure together and I had the pattern laid out, and I just took like I guess I can use a screw punch and punch through all four simultaneously, and that may or may not run faster than using the Cricut cutter, but the accuracy of stuff would suffer because I'm not a computer. Let's go ahead and clear these out while I'm here.
How long you've been smoking or of how old you are, you will cut the rate of morbidity and mortality in half if you quit. I know that it's tough to quit. I was a 2-pack-a-day smoker until my heart attack, and even after that event, which was followed by my first bypass, I continued to smoke, although I did cut down.
The larger one, you're encountering more material, so it's harder to punch through. But see, you have 4 copies. Drill is another option for something like that. You're collecting a decent amount of paper by doing that sort of deal. It's a nice tool, but that's an option if I get to a point. It's good for leather, because the leather doesn't dull the blades as much, from my understanding, because I don't think leather is as hard as paper, at least against metal. There's also a little bit more assembly, I think, maybe in this guy. We'll see how this looks. It's new stuff. It's all new stuff. I'll leave this up because it's the most recent one, and you can look at the physical version. And I also need a piece of wood. It's cutting out the exterior, so I think that's the last bit.
Don't focus on the negative, how you missed that cigarette. Instead, concentrate on how good you're going to feel, how wonderful flowers will smell and food will taste. By now, you should be doing regular deep breathing as part of your routine stress reduction and relaxation program. This
Okay. Made an extra cut. I don't know. I guess I put it in the wrong place or something. Anyway, no, it's at the tail end, so oh, this is repeated too many times. And I couldn't see it. Alright, so let's see how this looks folded up. Okay.
Freshly cut carrots, zucchini, celery, green peppers, and so forth in the refrigerator so you have something to nibble on through the day. Drink lots and lots of water, at least 8 8-ounce glasses daily. Eat more frequently rather than having a few large meals. You'll be more satisfied and you'll actually consume fewer calories in total.
Something to learn is that the numbers that I put on here, they're covered up. I've got a few options. I can just handwrite it. Or I could place it somewhere else that's like partly visible. I don't know. But I believe the structure works. There's just decent likelihood that I messed up somewhere in the math along the way. Something that feels more innocuous or something that is significant.
Unfortunately, some of us make more than we need, and we add fuel to the fire by eating a high-fat, high-cholesterol diet. The result is an elevated cholesterol level in the blood of more than half of all Americans. We'd like to see levels at no more than 200 milligrams of cholesterol per deciliter of blood, and more ideally at between 160 and 180.
I think I'm just gonna write the number. Which whatever. I could have put it there, but it was easier in the moment to put it somewhere else. Okay, so this is 7, 6, 5. I'm gonna just take these off and then assemble it all simultaneously. This feels right.
Especially saturated fat and cholesterol can raise levels of cholesterol in the blood. But your cholesterol level can vary considerably from day to day and month to month, even if you don't change a thing in your diet.
Drill marks.
Diet is one of the leading contributors to high levels of cholesterol. Diet is also one of the best ways to control your cholesterol levels. In fact, the same dietary modifications that you'll need for controlling your cholesterol will pay off in additional dividends. Without per day to maintain that weight of 150 pounds. Now, what if you'd like to weigh 150 pounds, but right now you actually weigh 170?
I'm gonna turn off the camera of me so that I got just a basic shot of the process.
avoid, in other words. But there's a whole category of foods that can actually lower our cholesterol levels. In other words, these are foods to seek out. These are foods that are rich in soluble fiber, primarily. Decisions together. After all, this is the start of a whole new way of looking at foods. You'll find that there are two parts to each nutrition label. First, look at the breakdown of nutrients. You'll see
my second bypass surgery in 1984. Sure, I'd really like to eat a bacon and egg breakfast, but I've never given in to the temptation in all these years. Why not? There's no breakfast in the world that could compare with another day of life and living. I wouldn't trade seeing a beautiful sunset for those sunny side-up eggs. There's no...
Elevated blood pressure. To a large extent, the condition is another part of your genetic heritage, and your blood pressure has probably been slowly but surely increasing since you were much younger, perhaps even since your childhood.
there's weight control. A large number of studies have shown that obesity and hypertension are closely linked. Gain weight, your blood pressure goes up. Lose weight, it comes down. Should be the watchword in salt and sodium intake. About a teaspoon of salt a day would be plenty. There are other minerals in the picture that don't get as much publicity as salt. There is evidence that by increasing your potassium intake, you might be able to decrease your hypertension. drug may interact with another. In other words, become an active participant in your treatment. The progress made in controlling hypertension during the past 20 years has been nothing short of spectacular. This is your heart prescriptions, those for other conditions, and those you buy across the counter. Take your chart with you to your doctor appointments. You may have questions about a certain drug, or your physician may wish to make an alteration in the type or dosage of a particular pill. airlines don't broadly advertise about their special meals because they cost more and they have to be made to order. Just call the airline 24 hours in advance of your flight and order a low-cholesterol, low-fat meal, a vegetarian platter, a fruit plate, or a cold seafood assortment. Then in restaurants, of course, like having your food cooked with as little oil as possible, sautéed in olive oil rather than butter, dressings on the side, and so forth. If but it's ultimately your choice. I'm behind you 100%. I wish I were there with you right now to give you a big hug, look you straight in the eyes, and say, God bless you, you can do it. I'd love...
times when I could not find a friend.
Alright, I'm gonna digitize some stuff. The HDMI port on my mirrorless camera just messed up, and so I'm trying to super glue it back into place, but I do not know if that will work or not, or if I'll need to get it repaired or look into getting a new body. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna pull the files off the camera. That's not an issue, but the HDMI port is messed up. I'm distracted by the fact that my camera's messed up for the moment. It functions fine except for exporting live video, which is one of the main reasons I got it. But let's see what this looks like. Come over to OBS. Let me turn off Art Cam Overhead, turn on Photoshop, and load files into stack, browse. Desktop. Live designs. Breaks. And let's load in these guys. Hopeful that I didn't mess anything up in the math of it all. There's some inconsistency in the placement and warbling. There's a better way to do this. I don't have it set right now though. Hanging, and I can just cut them and I don't have to assemble them. Anyway, let me just do this as a file size adjustment. This is gonna crash. This is when it crashes. I guess there's a new Photoshop now. Like a new version of it. 1 divided by 15. Whoa. That's not what I want. I want 1 divided by 15. Let me just go ahead and save this out.
Has to fall.
I don't like having to spend that money. Hopefully just gluing stuff back in place works, but I don't know. Alright, hold on. The light moved a little. That's okay.
Comes the honey drips from your sweet lips when
These are interesting. I like it better, as I thought I would with the backlight, but it feels like a not a lost cause, but it feels like no matter what, I'm going to be distracted right now by issues with my camera.
you think there's no bright tomorrow.
There's 7 in here. I've done 3. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Too excited to break it again. Okay, make frames from layers. Layer 1 divided by 15. 40. Big inconsistencies with this one, because you're up close and seeing it from the side. Did I resize this? I think I exported this. I'm just broadly distracted. This one's got like a bob to it. Let's save this. File scripts, load files into stack. Browse. That was 4? Which one was that? 4? I'm gonna do this in one other one and then work on these on my own because I'm just distracted by camera stuff. There's an interesting element to the jostling back and forth, but I would want to refine it still even more. The fact that it's upright, interesting. Partly like the light shines through a bit, it's nice. I think I could make something that's a little bit better for keeping things consistent. Because this again runs into the issue of having folds that are reliant on me and not computer, so they're a little less accurate. Should be back tomorrow. I don't know. I'm thrown by the camera issue. Maybe it will be fixed. My issue is I can't connect the HDMI output, and I don't know if I broke the HDMI output. I don't know if there's enough of a cable interior to take the force or whatever that happened. But it may just be that I'm not making a connection. It may be that I broke a connection. I do not know. I'm going to wait for this glue to cure and go from there. If you want to buy stuff from me, you can go to my web store, traceloops.com/store. If you want to purchase something and have it shipped outside of the US, you can email me, traceloops@traceloops.com. You can also email me with comments, concerns, questions, curiosities, commissions, etc., etc. Again, that is traceloops@traceloops.com. If you want to support me on Patreon, you can do so by going to patreon.com/traceloops. If you want to watch this stream or other streams in full, you can do so by going to the live section of my YouTube channel, Traceloops, or youtube.com/traceloops, the live section in there. If you want to follow me on other platforms, you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr, Spotify, all of those places. I'm Traceloops, TRACELOOPS. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I have my issues resolved. If not, I might have to invest some money more into camera. Okay, thanks for watching. Adios.